We are here today to talk about hashtag alive. The rapid spread of an unknown infection has left an entire city in chaos. One man and one woman might be the only two left alive and must find a way to survive until help arrives. Now, this is a Korean zombie film. You can watch it on Netflix. I believe it's a Netflix original, even though I heard they're getting rid of telling you when things are Netflix originals. So, this is just a Korean zombie movie you find on Netflix, and it's kind of just completely forgettable. There's nothing in this movie where I was just like, that was cool, that was interesting, that there was more to it than just zombies. I kind of just watched it and I was like, that's fine. It's a C plus, a C minus maybe. The movie is about a video game streamer or just a streamer in general who is kind of a shut-in away from the world. He almost immediately, 3 minutes into the movie, he just looks out his window because he hears something, and just the zombie apocalypse has just started right outside his window. There's no build up, there's no escalation. We don't really even find out anything about him. It's just like, oh, he looks out the window, he sees a daughter walking towards her mom slowly. Her mom is like looking at her, gives her a hug. Daughter starts biting her. We see the entire world outside of his window just quickly turn into the zombie apocalypse. And then we just are with this guy we know nothing about except for his dad and mom and sister are in a group chat with him, and they're like, oh, stay alive. And then he randomly gets service later in the movie, and then he gets a voicemail where it's like, oh, his whole family got eaten by zombies. They got eaten by zombies and then somehow still sent like a voice message of them before they got eaten with zombies. Then he hears them getting eaten by zombies, and then he tries to hang himself because the world's over. A neighbor with a laser pointer is like, no, don't do that. Don't be dumb. So then they become friends. They exchange, food, and like they have a wire. And then those two just survive till the end. And then the army shows up. I gave you the entire movie in 2 minutes. There's nothing else to this movie. They have a nice little interaction in the movie where they find walkie-talkies and they're kind of just learning about each other through walkie-talkies. But then their plan is, hey, let's go to the abandoned floor of this, like, it's kind of like a U shape of this apartment complex they stay in, where we see earlier in the movie the main character has a drone and he's just going floor by floor, and every floor is just filled with zombies. So their plan is, let's get to the ground and then we'll take the elevator up to the abandoned floor and there will be no zombies there. So instead of coming up with something clever to distract the zombies or literally any type of smart thinking, strategizing, planning, they just both drop down right in the middle of just a bunch of zombies, almost get killed 90 million times, but because it's a movie, they survive. They get to the abandoned floor, and then there's just a bunch of zombies there. They fight them off, and then in a moment in the movie where I was like, everything to this point has just been like not thought out at all. The most thought out thing is just dumb, where they meet a guy and he like feeds them and gives them food, and he's like, oh, we're just waiting, the army's coming to save us. And obviously they're both like, yay. And then they just both pass out because apparently the guy in the zombie apocalypse found serum or something, some type of knockout, whatever, that knocks both of them out. And then he leads them to a room where his like zombified wife is in there. And then he's like, oh, she's hungry, I'm going to feed you to her. And then they just both, the girl never really gets like sedated. She gets sedated enough to where she's like almost knocked out. The guy who was completely knocked out unknocks out 5 seconds later. Literally a minute later, he's just like, I'm fully awake now and fine. They fight off the guy. He dies. His wife eats him. Then they kill them both. And then they just are like, we got to go to the top because we're shooting off guns and it's attracting all the zombies. They get to the top, and then in the most obvious moment in cinema history, they're like, there's no chopper. There's no chopper. Nothing. We're on the roof and there's all these zombies. And then wouldn't you know it, randomly from, I guess the chopper was flying really low. They couldn't hear it. Comes up behind the building. A bunch of army guys just shoot dead all the zombies and then rescue them. And then it's like, at the end, we see all these pictures where it's like, oh, if you need help, like just send a, like post on social media that you're alive. That's where the title comes from. #alive. I'm not going to lie. I don't really have anything to say about this movie. I just watched it. It was it's especially when you watch so many good to great to like best movies you've ever seen, just back to back. And then you just get to one that is the most average, generic, like zombie movie you've ever seen that is saying literally nothing else in the movie. There's nothing else to this movie. If you want to put some type of meaning to something, then that's great for you. Because when I was watching it, I was like, oh, it's just, they don't even, there's never a point where they're like, we need to think about, at the beginning, he rations food and then water. And then he runs out of the food and water. And then it's just like, oh, that doesn't matter anymore. He doesn't, I guess the girl across the street just has enough food and water just because. And then they get to the guy and he just has a bunch of food and water. And then he gets knocked out and then they get saved. So it's like, at no point is there an issue in the movie that isn't quickly resolved. So it's like, oh, do you think like now he has to leave because he needs food and water? And then it's like, nope. Then he's like, oh, there's a zombie breaking into his apartment. You think now he has to leave because the zombie's broken into his apartment. And then it's like, oh no, he just kills that zombie and then he's good. And then with the girl, it's like, oh, a zombie's broken into her apartment. You think she's in danger now. And then it's like, nope, just that one. Joe. And until we go into the hallways of all these apartments and there's just 9 million zombies everywhere. But apparently just when they get into these people's apartments, it's just one. They hear one gunshot, they hear a chopper, they hear rain, and they start stampeding towards the sound. These people are having a life and death struggle with a live zombie in their apartment. No other zombies come because, again, it's a movie and it's kind of a dumb movie. And I'm not saying it's a bad zombie movie. I'm just saying there's so much better zombie movies out there. And this one, it's just these people in this apartment. And that's it. There's nothing else to it. They go up, they go down, they go back up, they go to the roof. That's every location in this movie. And yeah, I just wish there was more to it. I just wish that's the issue when you're watching 31 movies, half of which you've never seen before, where you're like, I'm just taking a giant swing on this one, and this one was a miss. So join me tomorrow, where we will be talking about a movie whose name title I remembered until I started recording and now I forgot. So stay tuned after this to find out what we're watching tomorrow. I'll see you right here again, same time tomorrow. Adios.